Hey, what's going on guys, it's Bugas here, and here it is, the final entry in the Walking With series. 3 months ago, I started my journey through the Walking With series with Walking With Dinosaurs, and today, we're ending it with Walking With Cavemen. Also, a little fun fact for you guys, as of writing this part of the script, this is the only entry in the Walking With series that I have not previously watched. So I'm going in this with fresh eyes without any nostalgia goggles, so this should be my most objective review so far. Anyways, let's finally wrap up our review of the Walking With series. Walking With Cavemen is a 4-part series that focuses on human evolution, starting from our earliest ancestors up until the Ice Age. Instead of Kenneth Branagh narrating it, the series is narrated by Robert Winston, who also supposedly travels back in time to witness our ancestors in their daily lives, but unlike Nigel Marvin, he merely observes and barely has any interactions whatsoever. Also, rather than using CGI to portray the apes, they use actors dressed in ape costumes, and as you probably know by now, I'll give my opinions on it in the conclusion segment. With that out of the way, let's continue through the episodes. The first episode focuses on the first apes that walked upright, Australopithecus afarensis, specifically an individual named Lucy who's actually based on a famous fossil found in 1974. It starts with the leader of the clan being eaten by a crocodile that, no joke, scared the absolute crap out of me. With the leader gone, there is some conflict for leadership between the males, and there is also a rival clan that is an ever-looming danger to Lucy's clan. Throughout the episode, we also get explanations on certain adaptations the Australopithecus have, mainly why they walk upright, which is a result of climate change causing the forest to disappear and become open grasslands, and walking upright saves more energy compared to walking on all fours. At the end of the episode, one male tries to get close to Lucy to show his dominance, but it ends up in conflict as the other males end up fighting, and Lucy's infant is taken, but in the ensuing chase the clan unwittingly enters an ambush by the rival clan, and in the commotion, Lucy is accidentally killed. However, there is some hope as Lucy's eldest daughter adopts the infants and moves a step closer to us. Watching this, it really didn't occur to me until the end that this episode has a lot, and I do mean a lot, of similarities with Next of Kin. I mean, they both start with the death of the leader of the clan, or, a supposed high member of the clan. And then they also have a battle for leadership between the males, and they also have a fight with the rival gang. And speaking of Walking with Bees, I said in my review in that series that the Australopithecus in that one wasn't the best, particularly the animatronic, which, as I've said, looks nothing like the CGI model. And in here, they've definitely improved the look of it. And, while it's not, it could be much more scientific accurate with CGI, I will say the animatronic looks a lot better here. So I say that's a huge plus. In the next episode, we follow several new species of ape men, primarily the gorilla-like Paranthropus boisei and the Homo habilis. In the beginning of the episode, we're presented with the question of which species will lead to us, and the rest of the episode showcases the traits these two ape men have in order to answer said question. The boisei has powerful cheek muscles, a large jaw, and large back teeth that allow it to eat the toughest of plants, which in turn allows it to thrive in the drought. But they can't survive if the world around them changes due to over-specialization. The habilis, on the other hand, have a tougher time in the drought, like in the adaptations of the boisei, but its inquisitive nature does help it in another way. They're shown to be able to learn that where there are vultures, there are carcasses. It's this ability that allows them to survive in an ever-changing world, being shown in the end making stone tools so they can crack the bone to eat the bone marrow within it, and develop their brains. The end of the episode gives us a teaser of Homo ergaster that will follow in the next episode. This episode didn't really have that much of a story, but rather focuses on answering the question of which ape man will lead to us. And I really enjoyed the mystery presented, as it provides a sense of engagement on the viewer's part to solve the mystery for themselves by looking at the behaviors of these two species. We begin the next episode with some Homo ergaster hunting a wildebeest in a salt flame. And it's here where we're shown that ergaster can understand the world more sophisticatedly than other animals, being able to use their brains to track other animals by looking at their footprints and communicate with each other using sounds that form the very first language. They are also shown to be the first humans to create the stone axe, and also the first ones to live with each other with family bonds rather than a dominant male. Then with their big brains, they travel the world and eventually reach Asia, where the stone axes are replaced with more plentiful bamboo, and Homo ergaster becomes Homo erectus. In Asia, erectus pretty much hunts whatever they can find. Well, except for a giant ape called Gigantopithecus, the original King Kong as the show calls it. After that, we return to Africa, only this time we've jumped a million years ahead. But we see that our gasser hasn't really changed much within that large time span. But the episode ends on a high note with the discovery of fires that brings them closer to us. Once again, this episode didn't really have a main storyline, opting to focus more on the features that make Agaster unique. Though there are some story moments. For instance, there's a violent fight between two male Agasters that does serve as a climax, but they aren't really the central focus of the episode. The final episode starts with three Heidelbergensis brothers hunting a Megalosaurus, with two of the brothers distracting it while the youngest one goes in for the kill. However, the Megalosaurus then hits the youngest brother in the head with its antlers, and the family tries desperately to nurse the brother back to health. But in the morning we discover that they are unable to save him and he's just left there. This unforgettable image shows that even though these people are close to humans, they still lack one necessary ingredient that makes us humans. That is imagination. We then see how Heidelbergensis has spread to both Europe and Africa, causing them to split into two new species. In Europe, we see Neanderthals, with three hunters returning home after an unsuccessful hunt. There's a very powerful moment where the leader must decide to leave the area they're currently staying so they can find a new food supply, but risking the lives of his partner and his unborn child. Or go for one more hunt so they have enough food to survive. In the end, they decide to go on that last hunt, but after a 3-day search, they come up empty. However, when all seems lost, they found a herd of mammoths that would provide the food they needed. It's this all is lost moment that gives the scene that much more weight, as it is something that we can all relate to. And after a successful hunt by dropping a boulder on the mammoth, there's a fun scene where one of the group chokes on his food, and after he manages to spit it out, the others laugh about it. And hey, I even laughed about it, because it's just something so relatable about it. However, the show tells us that while they act like humans, they still lack that imaginations that, really makes them close to modern humans. Meanwhile, the human population in Africa isn't faring as well to Neanderthals and are at the brink of extinction. But in these harsh conditions, they managed to gain that one necessary ingredient all previous humans lacked: imagination, being shown using an ostrich egg as a water bottle. And later on, we see people drawing cave paintings. The show ends by telling us that while we are still a ways off from modern day, it's now merely a question of time. Out of all the episodes, this one is definitely my favorite. There's just something about the story of the Neanderthals that really just hooked me in. And as I've stated many times already, there's just something so relatable about their interactions that just made me enjoy watching it a lot more. And this episode is truly worthy as the finale, as it not only wraps up the story of human evolution neatly, but it also has the best story out of all of them, and it ends the series on a high, which is something to celebrate. In conclusion, having no prior knowledge of this show whatsoever, Walking with Cavemen was a pleasant surprise that I actually enjoyed a lot more than I expected to. It does a good job of balancing the story with the science elements, and they often blend into each other, which I thought was a good decision because while we're being told specific attributes the particular human species has, we also see it visually, which makes it easier to understand. And on a visual front, I also thought it was a good idea to portray the ape men with actors in ape suits, because they must have learned from next of kin that animating and texturing human-like creatures wasn't the easiest. This new approach also means the movements are much better, and since there are actually people moving it. And I have to give credit to the actors as they did a fantastic job of convincing us that while these humans certainly look like us, they don't act like us. And it shows in their performance. If anything, the show accomplished its goal fantastically, and it definitely gave me a whole new appreciation for human evolution. So overall, it is up there with some of the best documentaries I've seen, and I would say it's really underrated, so if you haven't checked it out, go do so, and you'll most likely end up feeling the same way I did. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and we've finally done it. We've completed our journey through the Wogowitz series, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it. But, since we are over with this series, I do want to take a short break from doing these reviews. And, I'm not too keen on burning myself out because, right now I'm doing both school and YouTube. And my schedule has become incredibly packed. So, I'm not too keen on burning myself out. So you probably won't see another review until the end of August. But, after that we should go back to regular, two, no, one review video every 2 weeks. So yeah, what else did I want to say? Yeah, I mean, I'm doing also this short break so I can kind of adjust to doing both YouTube and school at the same time. Is there anything else I wanted to say? Hold on, let me just nope. Okay, so yeah, I'll see you in the next video, whatever it might be. Oh wait, no, I know what it's gonna be. It's gonna be a special video. So yeah, bye.